You know Gianno Caldwell from Fox. Some of you know him from other places, too. He's a very honorable young man. And unfortunately, his family was struck by a horrendous tragedy, and unfortunately, too many families are, when his little brother was murdered. And he has a fantastic book out, The Day My Brother Was Murdered, My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. I'll bet you never thought you'd have to write a book like this, my brother, did you?
No, I did not, and it's such an honor to be on with you, Mark. You're a warrior of truth, and thank you for having me.
It's an honor.
It was an absolute honor for me. On June 24, 2022, my life changed forever when my innocent teenage baby brother, Christian, was murdered on the south side of Chicago. Mm-hmm. And since then, I have been out for justice, not just for him, but other people who have experienced these same tragedies. And I created the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety, the CaldwellInstitute.org. I encourage people to go and support our efforts there to ensure that George Soros-funded progressive prosecutors no longer have a foothold in our country. These are individuals who my family personally knows policies lead to death and destruction, unfortunately. And we have had to live with this terrible reality, but we wanted to turn pain into purpose. And I wrote this book, The Day My Brother Was Murdered, My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis, because I wanted to examine what happened on that day across the country. Many people don't know it, but 150 people were murdered across the country that day. So I went and I took 8 families, plus my own, and I wrote about their stories and highlighted those because I wanted people to know what the injustice looks like through these progressives and their destructive policies, but I also wanted to talk about solutions. So I talked to people like John Walsh from America's Most Wanted. I talked to our very own Sean Hannity, our dear friend. I talked to Dr. Drew Pinsky about the mental health crisis, educators, faith leaders, because we have to turn this ship around. If we don't want to end up in a place like New York could end up with a socialist mayor who will absolutely cause death and destruction by defunding the police, ending cash bail, ending the prison system. We're talking about Gotham City here. Chicago's already experiencing a similar reality. We have to change course for the entire country.
Is it your sense that the sort of things you're talking about are starting to have resonance in communities that typically are counted on to just vote straight Democrat and not raise issues? I'm starting to see even in places like Chicago where people are saying we've had enough of this.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the vote totals in the presidential election, the last go, told a really good story, one in which President Donald Trump's message resonated with many people, including in Chicago. He actually won a precinct that encompasses the Cook County Jail because the prisoners there are allowed to vote in those elections, and people around in those neighborhoods voted for Trump. It's one thing people usually don't know. And he did something that was very different, I think. It's something I've been telling Republicans for years. I've been a conservative for almost 25 years now. And I've been saying we got to go into those neighborhoods where we're not welcome, where we're not liked, where they call us names. We got to go in there because it's going to be harder for people to demonize us if they met us. That is the difference, and Donald Trump has done it flawlessly.
So this institute your family put together, and the book is fantastic, folks. The Day My Brother Was Murdered, My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. You can get it on Amazon.com. The institute does what on a day-to-day basis? I know you want to build it up bigger and get it, obviously more funding and so forth, so it has a bigger reach.
Yes. Our focus is elections, and what we do on a day-to-day basis. We've been doing a lot of meetings. We just turned 1 year old. What we have done, George Gascon, the race in Los Angeles, California. We got behind Nathan Hochman, did I-buys, opinion editorials, a lot of meetings. We were down there on the ground with the teams out there. And we wanted to ensure, because I lived in Los Angeles at one time, and I actually ended up not going back after COVID because of the crime there. I live in Miami, Florida now. We got it done. We ensured that Nathan Hochman had a place. And I just had lunch with him the other day. He's doing great. And those folks, those ICE protesters, those that were causing all that destruction, they're getting a different view of what life looks like with a law and order prosecutor. So I'm appreciative of those efforts, but we want to continue those efforts and obviously build up a whole lot more, as you just mentioned, targeting races like Larry Krasner or Alvin Bragg in New York City. And there's many others.
Yeah.
No, 100%, absolutely. And that's why it's so important for conservatives to be loud on this issue of crime, soft on crime policies, because it can lead to the death of anyone that we know. I never thought that my brother would end up murdered. It was the darkest moment of my life.
And you know what? Your suffering is on your face every time I see you. You never get over it, do you? You never get over it, do you? No, absolutely not. And that's one of the things I discussed with Dr. Drew in the book. I said, well, how do I move forward? How can I get beyond the pain? And he said, unfortunately, you don't. But what you can do is something in your brother's name to further his legacy, and that helps you. That will help you. And he was exactly right. I haven't fully grieved my brother's murder. I've been on a constant path of, let me fix it. Let me fix it. It makes me feel like I'm doing something about what has caused such harm to my own family to ensure another family doesn't have that same experience. And that was why the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety at caldwellinstitute.org was so important. Put that up there, Mr. Producer, caldwellinstitute.org. Let's make sure it's on all the platforms. Gianno,
Thank you, Mark.
Can you explain, by the way, folks, it's all in the book and much, much more. We're barely touching the surface. I want you to keep that in mind. The Day My Brother Was Murdered, My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. You can get it at Amazon.com. I encourage you to get it strongly. Tell us about your little brother.
Well, at 16 years old, he begged me to take him on a college tour. So we went out he wanted to check out UCLA. We went out to Los Angeles, went did a tour of the school. He was very excited about planning his future. He saw a future beyond living in the city of Chicago. He wanted to be educated. He loved sports. He was a little bit of a comedian, but many people in my family are. And I got to tell you, I was excited about his future. I was hopeful. I was hopeful that he would be maybe considerate of some of the work I do at Fox News as a Fox News political analyst, or joining the conservative movement on the campaign side, really reaching out to the youth and his peer group to change the tide, because that's absolutely necessary. And I'm glad that message that I gave him has resonated with some of my other siblings, like my brother Matthew, who voted for Donald Trump and who was so excited to tell me that for the first time in his life, he voted for Trump, and he told all his friends to vote for Donald Trump too. We didn't grow up in a conservative household, not by any chance. I learned about conservatism while having a conversation with an African-American fellow on the street corners of Chicago, and I had all the talking points that the Democrats gave us, the ones that they gave us at school, the ones that they gave us in our communities, the ones that the family has given us. Republicans don't care about poor people. They don't this, that, and the other. And this African-American gentleman challenged me, and he was a Democrat. And he said, did you know the first Republicans elected to Congress, black folks, were conservatives? No, I never heard that before. Didn't know it. I didn't have any ideas that Martin Luther King was actually a conservative. I didn't know that. But once I'm challenged with something, if I don't have a response, I go and research in case the conversation comes up later and I have a stronger argument. And that's what I did. I went to Google. I looked at the differences between the Democrat and the Republican Party, and I found out the Republican Party was started in 1854 in opposition to the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which wanted to expand slavery. I learned how much of a pro-faith party it is, how we believe in dignity, hard work, and service. And these are things that I grew up believing my entire life. My grandfather, who was a small business owner, plumbing construction, often talked about how illegal immigration was coming into the communities and they were stealing the black folks' jobs, is what he said. And we see what happened today, what's going on with the immigration fight today and what the Democrats have done, literally eviscerating the job market for many of those minorities that they claim, we know they're lying because black lives don't matter to Democrats, black votes do. They claim they're literally destroying the existence and work and ability for many of these folks in these communities that they usually get their votes from. So, you know, these things that I learned over the years, and it connected with me, it resonated with me, and then I had to deal with a little bit of depression because the folks in my community talk so badly about Republicans, and I said, you know what, I'm one of them. I can't be all of these negative things they say, but certainly I share these values. And that's when I came out and I told my family, look, I'm a Republican. And many of them didn't want anything to do with me. And as you can imagine, a lot of friends and family didn't either. Yeah, but that's okay because you have to stand on principle. You got to take these hard shots because it is necessary.
Folks, we got to go. I wish I didn't. I could listen to you all day, my friend. This is a fantastic book by Gianno Caldwell, The Day My Brother Was Murdered, My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. It's as Trump would say, a big, beautiful book, and it's got a lot of information in there that's very compelling. It's a very beautifully written book. It's a beautiful tale, and it's a very tragic tale in many respects, too. So go get it. Amazon.com, The Day My Brother Was Murdered. Just imagine having to write a book like that. My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. I wish you all the best. I really do. God bless you.
God bless you too, Mark. I'm praying for you. And if people will please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Gianno Caldwell. And, of course, the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety at caldwellinstitute.org. Thank you so much for your time.
Beautiful. All right, you take care of yourself. We'll be right back.